I mean, I know why I'm so competitive. It was the environment that I grew up in. Hey, my name is Chres Laursen, also known as Sencux, and I play mid lane for Misfits. I mean, I don't know why there's so many Danish pros. I mean, I guess maybe it's just we're just geek and nerds. I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't understand how there's so many, not just like Danish players, but top tier Danish players.
Caps, cold, Cobbe, ESM. They got two.
I mean, Danish people are just generally superior. It's not really like, there's not any magic to it, it's just in our genes maybe, I think.
That too, we are superior. In league. Oh, but how do I describe my town? I grew up in a town called Glostrup. It's a town, I guess, outside Copenhagen. I mean, it's not a small one, but it's like middle size. My first sport was football. How can I elaborate on that? How can I elaborate? What is your first sport? My first sport was football. Woohoo!
No, his uncle was a known football player. I think when he seen his cousin play, he wanted to play too. So we had to wait till he was, what was it, 5 or 6 before I could play.
I didn't really feel the motivation for playing football that much, like training like 3 times a week or whatever. But to some extent, I still wanted to have that, like, have the competition, because I still really enjoyed that, and I guess that's like how I found it in the league. I don't think I ever told my mom directly I wanted to be a pro player. I think I took it very slow, because in the start she was not a big fan of the whole playing a lot of computer.
I was a bit after him. You know, that was the time where you had to go out play football or play with the other kids.
What I actually really wanted to do was like kind of like stay inside and play computer, and like the big goal was making it pro.
I thought, oh, well, no, you can't do that. But Mom, there's money in it. Okay, then try.
And when I was 16, it was like I got an offer, and I just convinced her that this is what I wanted to do. And I mean, now she watches more league than I do, so I guess it worked out in the end.
Yes. I have a friend, he called me a nerd.
I think the first time I won money was like, I got like 3rd place when I was like, yeah, I just turned 15 the month before, and I went to a LAN in Jutland called NPF, and next year I actually ended up winning the thing with Wonder.
Oh, I've known Chres for 7 years, and I actually like got to know him first through my cousin, because they were in an elementary school together, and we started like all playing League together, and then we just developed like a really good friendship since then.
Like after a few years, like me and Wonder were basically the two of that group that like grinded the most in ratings when we started playing like Challenger series together and stuff, and yeah, basically started both of our careers, I guess.
There were 6 teams in Challenger, and the top 4 would get to playoffs, and only if you had people above the age of 17, you could actually participate in playoffs. And then we kind of got disqualified, and we had to play next split, and we just stuck through together and really like made it happen, you know, and then qualified at some point when we were actually, yeah, legal.
We were on a team called Dignitas EU, which was me, Wonder, Cobbe, Nisbet, and Obvious, full Danish for the summer. And we qualified through getting 1st place in Challenger Series.
Dignitas EU securing their spot in the European LCS Spring Split.
They had an NA LCS team already at the time, so basically they had to sell one of the rosters, and we got sold. And then we met up with a new owner, which was Marty from Now Spice. But back then they had the really shitty name called Follow Esports, and honestly, when I heard that we were getting bought by Follow Esports, like I couldn't believe this name. I told them as a friend of mine, maybe we should change the name. Then we became the Snake Spice.
Splice, they control the chaos, and Splice have qualified for the 2016 World Championships.
Yeah, basically in 2017, like the team, we had a lot of issues, and even though we were always really good friends outside the Rift and outside scrims, we had a lot of issues like binding together, I guess, in the game. And in the end, we all just agreed that it was probably better for all of us to get like a fresh start.
Originally, when I wanted to make changes to the Misfits roster from Summer Split, we were looking at a lot of different mid laners and supports, since those were the two main roles that we were changing. And Sencux just was the best available free agent at the time.
I got contacted by Joe in the beginning, and that's where I decided that it was the best way for me and the best way to win the LCS.
I had no qualms with picking him up. He had a lot of experience in LCS, and along with that, we were bringing Mickey in. So we knew there'd be a synergy between the two from the 2 years they played together. And I was quite confident bringing Chres in that we would be able to reach the Summer Split heights, if not surpass them. And leading into Spring Split, we were really dominant in scrims. And a huge part of that was Sencux. He was solo carrying games, he was shot calling the whole team to victory. On stage, on the other hand, initially for the first 3 weeks or so, Chres really struggled in transferring those qualities.
Because I was playing pretty bad.
Sencux is trapped in the pit. That's going to be his tomb. That's going to be his grave. But Misfits still walk away with the Baron.
I think partially that was because he didn't recognize that he had those qualities, so it just came naturally to him in scrims, and then on stage, he was focused on his own play, and it created a scenario where he just couldn't perform the way he felt comfortable.
Every fan wants the players to perform at their best every single weekend, every single game. He didn't show his best, probably last split, but there are many reasons, right? Like he was adapting to the team. The communication aspect of the team was completely different from where he was used to.
A lot of people don't see the overall picture of why a mistake happens sometimes.
It's hard to look at a game of League of Legends and know that these things are happening because of communication issues, or because of synergy issues, or because certain other players aren't doing their responsibilities, and that's hurting Chres.
It is okay that he got kind of undervalued because as well he developed some resilience.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of stopped reading comments, and because I didn't I don't know, there was just no point, right? Like, what does it actually give me? It gives me absolutely nothing.
He's more motivated, and he's just driven to be the best one.
He always wants to get better. He knows he can get better, and he do what he can to be better.
His work ethics are really high. He's every single day trying to improve, trying to know how he could be a better player, a better teammate, and also a better person.
I didn't really care about me being the guy on the front page saying that, oh, he carried his 1v9 and blah blah blah. I just wanted to make sure that I did the best for the team and what was necessary.
When he came home from the last split, he was not too happy. He had seen up to getting to the final in Copenhagen, and he was really down. So he said that he was want to go to Korea.
Chres really stepped up, and he was a solid rock in mid lane.
That's a great stun from Sencux, finds the targets, teleports coming in now from the Misfit side. Xerxes goes down for first blood, it's Sencux that secures it. Niski will be donated, a double kill to Sencux, who once again is stepping up.
No matter what matchup I give him, I know that he's going to get exactly what's necessary out of that matchup. He's consistent in communication from scrims to stage. He's a leader in our four-man. He's hardworking. He's a good teammate. He's always on time for everything we do. He's always looking for ways to improve himself and the team. He's just one of the best players I've ever worked with in his work ethic, and he's a really good player individually on his own as well.
His personality is the very friendly personality, so he helps a lot to the team when maybe we have a bad week of scrims.
Like Jesse's.
Chres is hilarious. I mean, he kind of adapts to the humor of whoever he's talking to in a weird way, but then he just has his own touch to it, and it's things you just don't expect. He's also like one of the more mature players I've worked with, and that really helps as well, because you know, there's a humor difference between players that actually know what they're talking about and then Barney.
He's kind of the balance in the team, and he's been developing that skill, because basically it's a skill that needs to be developed to help every single member of the team to be on the same page in game and as well outside of the game on a daily basis. So basically he is like kind of the ground when someone is too excited in the game or just maybe a little bit too relaxed. So he's kind of the one who brings them to that balance.
Wait, you're done recording, right?